In Blender, with an armature, we have three modes. We have the object mode, we have the edit mode, and we have the pose mode. Let's first talk about the object mode. So right now, I have the armature selected in object mode. If I press G, I can grab the object, I can rotate the object, I can scale the object, I can clear the rotation, location, and scale of the object. Right now, if each of these objects are apparented to a bone, they will follow it. All right. So they follow the actual armature. Now, if I want to edit a bone or pose, I cannot do this in object mode. I can only pose in pose mode, and I can only edit the bones, create new ones, merge some, change the parent-child relationship inside edit mode. All right. So let's first take a look at pose mode. So in pose mode, and you will notice, by the way, that this is a final rig already has some layers, and they're set to be bones. I do have bone groups for the color coding, right, as well as custom bone shape, so it's easier to select in the viewport. All right. Now these bones are meant to be moved, posed, all right, not edited. I can edit their rotation, but I cannot change anything about the bone. I can scale these around and they will still function the way they're supposed to. Okay. Now, if I go back into object mode, you will notice that the pivot of the object is still at the center. That's simply because I've posed the bones and not the object itself. All right. So if I go back to pose mode, I can select all these bones by pressing A. And press Alt R to clear rotation, Alt G to clear location, and Alt S to clear the scale. All right, so in pose mode, you can assign constraints, as you can see on this bones right here, as well as drivers. Now, in order to edit these bones, add new bones and merge them, you have to be in edit mode. So going into edit mode, pressing either tab or control tab to go to pose mode, and then tab again to go back and forth from edit mode to pose mode. All right. So that way I can duplicate a bone like this, duplicate a few more. I can also select a tip and extrude some bones. And then from there, I can also change the parent-child relationship. I could parent this bone here, so Control P, and then choose connected, and they will snap to this one. So now if I go back into pose mode and grab this bone, it moves that joint in a weird way. All right, and that's that. So this is basically what we're going to view in later videos, but it gives you an idea what's the difference between the pose as well as the edit mode versus the actual object. All right. So the object is the object itself. You cannot pose it. You cannot edit the bones. The pose mode is to pose for animation, but you cannot edit the bones in the sense that you cannot change their parent-child relationship, but you can assign constraints as well as drivers too. And edit modes allow you to actually edit the bones in a way to create your armatures. All right, so that's really all there is to it. So we'll view more of those as we're going along.